When your morning starts, make sure to look around for the right company to serve you everything you need to know about what's happening around you. That's why you need VOP this morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports and even entertainment. Join us weekdays 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, it's a Friday, and we're back here to ensure that you get the very latest in the papers, the very latest in happenings around the nation. Welcome to VOP this morning. I am Moses Humphrey.
And I'm Chisom A. Naya. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning
Moses.
to you, Chisom.
How are you?
Well, restful,
right? Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, thank God it's Friday, because later in the day, I have a few events to attend, and so then I get to unwind.
Right, and I see that you predicted the game
and
rightly.
And it was right, yeah?
Yes.
1-0, Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, would I say I was impressed?
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't impressed. I expected a whole lot more. They had a lot more chances that they missed. I would have loved Oseni to score.
Okay.
Yes, I predicted 1-0, but I actually wished it was more than that.
Okay. Well, they'll do better next time.
We still hope that. I think this puts them in a better position to qualify for the round of 16.
Yes.
So we do expect a whole lot more from the Super Eagles.
Yes, we do.
Beating the Ivorians on their own soil.
Yes.
Is in front of their own crowd. Is I mean, yes. that's it for me.
Right.
Oh well, we will be going into the papers this morning. But before we do so, let's let you into some of the stories that we will focus on today. FG moves fan headquarters from Abuja to Lagos.
Sanusi, Okonjo-Iweala, Aruma Otti, others make government Otti's economy
That's
team.
Governor Otti's economic team
in
Abia
State.
Yes.
My
That's,
state.
The governor. Your state. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh well.
And these are the stories we'll be tracking this morning. But before we get into the discussion, we encourage you to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. First off, we'll be heading into the front pages right now.
And we do have Barrister Darlington Agumo, who is a political affairs commentator, with us in the studio to help make sense of, give his view on the headlines from the papers. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Yeah, Moses, good morning.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank God it's Friday.
Right, thank God it's Friday.
All right then, let's take a break. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll dive in.
Make sure to look around for the right company to serve you everything you need to know about what's happening around you. That's why you need VOP this morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports and even entertainment. Join us weekdays 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. When your morning starts, make sure to look around for the right company to serve you everything you need to know about what's happening around you. That's why you need VOP This Morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports and even entertainment. Join us weekdays 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, welcome back. So let's get into the papers now. But before we do so, let's welcome Precious. Precious joins us this morning. Good morning to you, Precious.
Thank you so much, Moses. Thank you, Chisholm. How are you doing? You look beautiful. Thank you. Oh goodness, flatterly.
This is it's a time of the year that religious organizations have called for fasting. I wonder why you go on an eating spree that would make you.
It's actually the fasting. It's actually the fasting that would make your bowels to have movement. You know why? Because you get to eat only once a day, and you start your food with fruits.
That's not true.
And when you start your day with fruits,
in your case,
in whose case,
you've had too much to eat.
you cannot.
That's why your bowel is running.
Please, Moses, you cannot speak for me.
I am speaking.
You're not
for
my
you.
dietitian, so you cannot speak for me.
All right, let's get into the papers now. I'll be starting off with the Punch newspaper. Barrister, are you ready for me?
Yes, I am.
Let's dive in. The banner headline on the Punch says, public outrage grows as kidnapping epidemic worsens. 12 Zamfara varsity students, official, 19 Abuja victims, 4 Akwa Ibom coppers among captives. Tinubu urged to tackle insecurity, food crisis at all cost. Bandits attack 10 Kaduna villages. On top of the nameplate, reps order ministries to return 85 billion naira COVID-19 funds. Oil firms, Unity Bank, leads as market cap hits 50 trillion naira. FG plans over $3 trillion for energy transition. All right, and when you go further down, just beneath the pictorial that has a rider, IG presents 2 billion naira to families of deceased cop in Abuja. We have Supreme Court, Abiodun Adebutu, learn fate today. Police to pay 50 million naira for arresting Abiola's widow in nightgown. Ibadan explosion, deaths rise to 5. Soldiers occupy site. All right. So these are the headlines in the cover page of the Punch. Now, before you respond to whichever one tickles your fancy, let me quickly give my opinion on the 50 million naira that the police have been mandated to pay Abiola's wife for parading her in nightgown. I think it's a laudable one. Because, she was arrested, dragged out of her home in her nightgown, paraded in her nightgown. And, she had to sue the police at the end of the day. And there you have it, 50 million naira for the professor, late Abiola's wife. Well, that's my view on that one. You might, chime in on any other one that interests you, Barrister.
Yeah. Once again, good morning, my viewers and listeners. It is becoming the norm now for the police to be acting with impunity, and that is as a result of what is going on in the country. Because every fish start to rotting from the head. We don't want afterthoughts. We want a decent police that will act decently.
Absolutely agree.
That is the only way we can clean up the society.
But Barrister, the case in question happened years ago, not recently.
No, this is the recent one.
Very, very most recent. In this administration.
Whether 200 years ago.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not this administration.
Yes, whether 200 years ago, a crime or an offense has been committed, and the woman has every right under our law to seek redress.
Of course she does.
And I thank God she has gotten it. The question now is, will they pay? I'm looking at,
in terms of decency, why is it that our police do they read your rights? Do they read rights before they make arrests?
It starts from the recruitment. My dear, I have been to a police station where the head of a department cannot write a report.
I have experienced that too.
Eh?
So I absolutely, yes,
Yes.
I have.
I'm telling
Yes, I
you.
have.
They had to go and call somebody from side to help him. And he's the head of a department.
But you remember that, does it have anything to do with the way they recruit them? Just like the 222, repented bandits that they now transform to constabularies.
Yes.
Would they not also grow in rankings in the police force? And one day become a head of department or a DPO?
Maybe I should tell you something. The man who created your present SSS, or what you call DSS, he started from NSO. His name was Fulani Kwajafa. He didn't go to primary school. I'm telling you.
Was he homeschooled?
He didn't go to primary school, but he was the one. So they will tell you that Turenchi, but the world has moved on. That is one mistake everybody keep making. That everything doesn't have to be academic. You don't have to go to school to know. There are things, there must be that difference. Because you are not only policing Nigeria, you are going to interact with the outside world. So what do you do when you get there? What do you do?
Okay, let me draw your attention.
Look, in the Western world, do you know why their police are so decent? They recruit the best from the schools.
But they have their own flaws as well.
Their flaws cannot be like our own. You see it once in a while, like flood, Black Lives Matter. These are one of things. Are you getting what I'm saying? You cannot catch a well-disciplined police officer from UK or US behaving the way our police behave here. It can never happen.
Okay, now let me drive your attention to the banner headline that speaks to the public outrage as insecurity seems to be growing in spite of the meetings that the president is having with security chiefs. And, after the Abuja incident where families were abducted from their homes, we can see that it's not abating anytime soon. It's actually increasing. We have 12 Zamfara varsity students, official, 19 Abuja victims, 4 Akwa Ibom coppers among captives of a recent kidnapping. It's tiring, I know. I felt that
Moses,
I don't want to sigh or heave.
please, are we not tired of this thing?
Yes, we are. But something needs to be done.
No, seriously, because what else do you want us to say? It's like talking like a broken record every day. Meanwhile, no solution. That is what is annoying me. If they are making effort, we can say, okay, government, since you have done from A to B, why not try C to D?
Talking about making
They are
effort,
not even doing anything. Nothing.
Talking about making effort, we know the minister of the FCT, came back and spitting fire. There was an incident yesterday too where an individual was abducted on his way into his home. He was driving, but then as the abductors as the kidnappers were taking him away, the police met up with them and there was a gun battle and he was rescued. That seems like
there was also another one while he was trying to gain entrance into his estate in Abuja, and he met these kidnappers and there was a gun duel. There was, in fact, they fired at him while he tried to quickly move out, and he shot at his buttocks.
Oh my!
Incidentally, but he was able to, run away from them. So same yesterday.
It's like they want to teach a weaker lesson.
Or could it be?
Yes.
Could it be that certain individuals are trying to make the nation ungovernable?
It is very obvious because when we entered Abuja, he was acting like a lord of the manor. And maybe some people got angry. The only way they can get at him is through what they are doing now. That's the truth.
Okay, we are just
so all this it has become a weapon of bargain. If you want to bargain for something, you unleash your bad boys, and government will now come for a round table.
All right, then let's move
And then they cannot be dealt with according to the law. That's the question.
Is that not why I'm
So
frustrated?
if this is some sort of sabotage, are they not more powerful than the government?
It is.
Nothing can be done to them.
That is what it is looking at. In fact, as I stand here now, the hashtag should be Mr. Tinubu prosecute those sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. That is what should be in the mouth of every Nigerian from today. I say Tinubu prosecute those sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. It's not you are not going to investigate them. You are not going to look for them. They are already known to us.
All right,
the list are with Buhari and Malami.
Okay.
Go and collect it from them if you want us to listen to you, because you cannot give us El Dorado with this insecurity. It is not possible.
Of course, insecurity
It's not
has to
possible.
be dealt with. Now
It's
let's
not
go into
possible.
another paper.
All right, we have Daily Trust right now, and banner headline reads, "Dollar sells for 1,355 naira at black markets. Official market closes at 902 naira per dollar." Many industries may shut down. That's according to Professor Sheka. And federal government eyes $1.5 billion World Bank aid. Now, underneath the nameplate, Army uncovers reservoir with 3 million liters of crude oil in Rivers State. Days after CBN department moves, federal government relocates FAN to Lagos. That's all we have on Daily Trust.
All right, Mr. Darlington, which of this catches your attention?
Now, please, what was the reason for relocating this federal
Well,
government?
let's not tread on that one yet.
I think it's one of our major
topic.
topics.
yes,
Okay,
it's
it's a major this year.
So let's
Okay.
leave the view for then.
You
How
know,
about-
you
how
had
about-
did a during the dollar when you heard the
Yeah.
dollar.
Oh, yes.
So you had made some and So would you like to drop in
please,
something on that?
that dollar issue,
Yes, please.
Yeah.
for God's sake, the strength of your economy is dependent on the strength of your naira, your currency.
Okay,
My
now,
dear,
is
if
there
you-
anything that can be done in the immediate to shore up the naira?
To
What-
palliate, so to lift up, to shoulder pad the naira. The way you said it short of, like to where should I pad on it?
It needs to be,
To be lifted, like it's about my height, and it needs some help.
The only
Very
way,
sensitive.
the only thing that will save us from this quagmire economically is the manpower needed for it.
But that story also has a rider that the federal government is eyeing the 1 point something billion naira
Yes.
dollars
So sure.
World Bank World Bank aid.
We have gone through this route before.
We'll be pumping money to help
We
to,
have done
to
it
support
before.
the naira.
Precious, we have done it before. Where did it lead us to? Nowhere. So why do you keep repeating something that you know will not bring good result? We have resources. All you needed is to get the manpower that will manage it. Dela Alake cried out the other day that our solid minerals are being harnessed by powerful Nigerians. That means we are not benefiting from it. Our crude oil, we are not benefiting from it. So how can you have all these things and you are still borrowing money all over the place? That means you don't know how to manage things. That is just the simple truth. We don't have economic management. That's why I still have my reservation. When some people are telling me that master strategy, he knows what to do. He has been planning it for 200 years and this and that. It is not about talking. It's about doing. If you have it, then show it. Let
And what
us
do you
see.
suggest they do?
What they should do, let them get people, sincere people. Look, let me tell you. I have said it yesterday. Leadership is not for everybody. When Obasanjo wanted to succeed, he went outside Nigeria to bring people. That was why, if you check, from Obasanjo to Jonathan, Nigeria was a bit stable economically because tested hand we are on top of the game. Akiwumi Adesina, what he did in the agri sector, the whole world was coming here to copy it. We all saw it now. That was why he got that job at ADB.
Okay.
What happened
Well,
to these other APC people? They don't know. and they don't want somebody to teach them. That's what the problem.
Okay.
They don't know.
All right then. Let's get into another paper now.
All right, so let's move quickly to the Guardian newspaper. There's a story that it really does catch my interest in the Vanguard, but let's quickly run down to the Guardian this morning. So Guardian has quite some interesting stories. Major headline would be for food for education, how poor planning, corruption ruin 200 billion naira school feeding initiative in states. And the figures there are alarming. 20 million, out of school children, you could say. And UNICEF estimates that 2.5 million Nigerian children under the age of 5 suffer from severe malnutrition yearly, with about 500,000 of them dying from it. From malnutrition. More like dying of kwashiorkor. Sorry,
that is it
this
now.
Is alarming.
That is
and
it.
And then this more figures from their state. Nigerian suffers serious childhood malnutrition. More than 42% of school children in Nigeria malnutrition is responsible for it. Malnutrition is responsible for 49% absenteeism of primary school age children. That is one of the reasons why children don't meet up to go to school is because of malnutrition. This is very alarming. And then under the NSIPA, about 12 million naira was spent monthly to feed over 10 million pupils during school term in over 53,000 schools. And then another story there says, former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and School Development, Sadiya Farouk, claimed that school feeding program gobbled 200.9 billion naira. But what was the result? How effective is it? We don't know. But moving further to other headlines there, Reps panel orders ministers or ministries to refund 85 billion naira COVID-19 funds. The same part of COVID-19 fund that we're seeing, going around with the humanitarian ministry. Interesting, right? About an explosion, victims recount ordeal, task government on handling explosives. Really? Okay. And then court grants Emefiele travel permission as FG files fresh charges. Foreign airlines agencies in fresh push for release of 75 million. No, this is $751 million stock fund. And then Supreme Court dismisses ADC suit, rules on Gombe, Nasarawa, Guba cases today. State Titan knows on mining, Ibadan explosion, death toll now 5. Shatima urges African leaders to ramp up continent's $3.1 trillion GDP. Shell must not go until cleanup is done. This is according to CAPPA, the tell federal government. Killers of Plateau residents must not escape punishment. How do we get them? Over 100,000 unarmed Nigerians killed in 8 years, says report. Mr. Darlington, these are another stories that we have on the front page of the Guardian this morning. Which of these catches your attention?
It's about the insecurity. It's about the killings.
By the police now or by
security agents. All of them are involved. By security agents.
Over 100,000 Nigerians killed extrajudicially by the police.
I am sure there are more. I am sure. This is a conservative estimate.
And this is between 2015 to 2023.
Of course.
Within the 8 years, perhaps.
You know who was in the government then. You see, one of the reasons why people become disgruntled about their country is because of this thing. When you as a government who's supposed to protect your people is the one now killing them.
Can we say that the NSAS incident might have added to the
that was part of it now.
If you check the breakdown of this, the NSAS wasn't even included because Lagos has the least. So there are other states, especially the eastern states. Breakdown.
I have a, especially where?
Southeast has, some more figures.
Yes,
and other states.
Imo State.
If you check the breakdown of these figures,
Imo State is a lot. I'm having problems accepting the numbers. 100,000 is a lot. Unarmed Nigerians.
I'm telling you.
I mean, the police basically, if one is to go by this report, the police basically has reduced the population of Nigeria by 100,000 less than
that means
million people.
What we see in the papers every day, they are economical with the numbers.
Well, I have problems accepting this. Anyway.
Look,
I have problems accepting it.
And you know that when figures would show 100,000, usually the real thing, or ideal thing in
It's
Nigeria
more.
is usually more than
It's
that.
more.
Honestly speaking,
It's more.
We do not know. And people died. Remember that the lady who died, what is on Christmas Day with her husband, the pregnant lawyer, is part of the statistics.
Yes.
A lot of other people are part of the statistics.
Unarmed Nigerians, unarmed.
Unarmed.
Especially those, including those who were killed or probably dispersed through protesting, or while they were protesting. They make part of the statistics. Sadly so.
Sad indeed. Sad.
All right. Barrister Darlington, would you like to react to any other conversation here?
Yes.
On the school feeding issue?
In fact, you see, this government and the last one, in fact, the last one, they messed things up. Now you came in as a government. Are you not supposed to study what happened and then devise a means to do it properly? They have started doing the wrong thing until better it do happen. That was when they now said, okay, we are suspending everything. We want to investigate. We want to find out. Meanwhile, a lot of water has passed under the bridge. So this feeding program, what was the primary objective? To make our children to go to school.
To make school attractive.
Yeah, to attract them. But Precious, you and I know that since this thing started under Buhari, the number has been growing. It's now over 20 million.
Including feeding children during COVID-19 when there was lockdown.
So that will tell you that most of the things that government is telling you is not what they are doing. I'm sure before you can come up with such a program, you must accord experts.
But for the want of time, I mean, we don't have time. But then again, remember, look at the statistics about, how malnourished children are, the percentage of malnourished children. And then looking at the kind of meal this I don't know if you've seen a picture of the meal that they're giving to. How nutritious is that meal that they're giving to enhance on their nutritional values? I don't understand. If we're giving them this food because kids are malnourished in their homes as a result of poverty, and how nourished is a meal or balanced is a meal they're giving by God.
There is nothing balanced about it. In fact, one man who told his child not to take that food sometime last year, when he saw what was going on, he said that nobody should feed his child. One man said it. Now, let me ask you, if you want to do a program, Precious, as a government, what are you supposed to do? Are you not supposed to call people who know, who should advise you on what to do? That was one of the things that made Jonathan to have at least made some impact. Check Jonathan. Everything he wanted to do, especially the ATM, the BVN, the insurance, workers, whatever. He called people all over the world. All over the world, they will now tell him what to do. Present paper. And so that when he now implement it, go and check all the things that Jonathan put in place to fight corruption. That's what this APC is enjoying up to today. That means they are credible.
All right then.
So instead of this government, like this feeding program, you can see that the thing is causing so much problem. You are not even getting results.
It just feels
poor
like
people. America has been doing it for years.
Money. That's
America has been doing it for years.
Oh, yes.
Why not call them?
All right.
That's why I said that the way APC does something, they claim that they know, but they don't know.
Barrister, let's quickly take another paper before we run out of time.
All right, let's go to the Vanguard.
Okay.
Yes. Impact, the banner headline reads, impact of fuel subsidy removal tough on Nigerians. That's according to Tinubu. And beneath we have Ibadan explosion. Police declares owners of building wanted. Abuja, policemen who invaded TV station to face orderly room trials.
That will be in Abia State.
Yes.
In Abia State, yes, I saw that one.
Yes. And
that means they can come for us, so we're here live on air. That's crazy. Our jobs aren't even safe.
On what ground?
Okay, so let's go ahead.
Plateau polls discussion ongoing over appeal court judgment. That's according to Governor
Mutfwang.
Shetima attacks African leaders on continent's global GDP.
Okay, so there are stories on the name, on top of the nameplate, which is very that I find very interesting. Some of them, would you let us run through? Will you run through very quickly?
Yes.
Well, the strip, I expected you to take that one first. We won't allow CBN print money, says budget minister. And then,
I know that will catch your attention.
Additional's book as well says, your 8-year rule was biased, unjust, nepotic. Clark tells Buhari, and then the Super Eagles, of course.
Okay, so Barrister Darlington, very, very quickly.
Is anybody planning to print money again?
Have you not heard that there is about a 10 trillion naira of how much to be printed again through Ways and Means in this administration?
Didn't the court rule on that matter?
Did you not hear that issue just recently? Another Ways and Means.
Yes, through Ways and Means.
Yes.
Now,
Ways and Means is printing money now.
Hold on. The court have ruled on this matter. That is why we are still using the old and the new currency. Why should anybody go through that route again? My dear, I told you one thing. Tinubu is under bondage now. Seriously.
That's a serious accusation.
No, you can see it. Why is it that they are dictating for him? The thing that made
Whatever makes you think that they are dictating for him.
I'm coming. Listen.
Okay.
All the things that made Buhari to fail is what they are proposing for Tinubu, and he's applying it.
But he has a great economic council, economic team that is set up.
You can see the quality of the economic council. You can see the result they are producing. You can see it. No, there is nothing there. I'm telling you, all the things that made Buhari to fail is what Tinubu is following. So when he told me he was wanting to follow Buhari's step, I was asking myself, is it really true? But since he came into office, he had proved me right. He had proved me right. So what magic are you expecting? Going to print money again? No clear direction on how to tackle insecurity. Corruption is still climbing high.
Okay, all right.
Nothing. So anybody telling me that things will get better, you can see how things will get better.
The president has assured us and reassured us several times that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay,
I'm hoping to see
Buhari
that light.
Buhari said it for 8 years. Buhari said so.
All right. Let's move to the next segment. Up next on VOP this morning, federal government moves FAN headquarters from Abuja to Lagos. Details when we return.
You're welcome back. It is still VOP this morning right here. So the federal government has authorized the relocation of Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, from Abuja to Lagos. This was made known in a memo released and signed by Olubunmi Kuku, Managing Director of FAN. Now, the Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development has directed that the headquarters of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, should be relocated from Abuja to Lagos. The memo read, consequent upon the above, you are requested to provide the implication of the relocation to the management, the memo stated further. So recall that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is set to transfer some of its departments from Abuja to Lagos, according to an internal memo cited earlier by VOP TV. Now, according to the memo, the departments affected, including banking supervision, other financial institution supervision, consumer protection, payment system management, and financial policy regulations. Now, following this development, the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, has expressed deep concern about the reported plans by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to relocate more departments from Abuja headquarters to the former headquarters in Lagos. It expressed its opposition to the move, which it alleges would widen economic disparity between northern and southern Nigeria. Still with us in the studio is Barrister Darlington Agomo. He's a public affairs analyst and, of course, a barrister of the law. Now, Barrister Darlington, there's an uproar concerning these relocations. People are beginning to insinuate that, oh, excuse me, is it like a subtle move of major key, parastatals and agencies back to Lagos State? And Lagos is already overpopulated. Let me quickly take your thought on that before we ask other questions.
Thank you very much. You see, when you want to harmonize your ministries, this Orosanya panel.
Orosanya reports, yes.
If you want to implement it, you have to be holistic about it, not this haphazard approach. The aviation ministry, please, the last time I checked, the hub of aviation in Nigeria is Lagos.
So they stated.
If you
they said that 60% of their activities and travels, it happened in Lagos.
So I agree. Now, there is nothing wrong if you bring the administrative aspect of it. There are certain key ministries you're supposed to bring to Lagos for ease of operation. Because
why only Lagos and not other states? For instance, most of the oil companies get their crude from Niger Delta, for instance. So why not ensure that their headquarters are also in some of the Niger Delta states? So that's exactly what the outcry is about. For instance, again, agricultural ministry should be headquartered in one of the northern states. Because, that's the herb of agriculture in Nigeria.
Let us take it one by one. What is on the table now is aviation ministry.
Okay.
If the government can give a very good reason for doing that,
now,
no problem.
Let me interrupt here. We do know that Lagos had been the headquarters of the aviation sector. FAN was in Lagos from, inception. But then it was the previous administration that moved the headquarters
in 2020
to Abuja.
Yes.
Now, when that was being done, there was an outcry because there were no offices in Abuja. And this was just, it was in June 2020, June or July 2020, when the directive came from the Sirica.
Sirica.
Yes. Now, at that time, companies were just trying to recover from COVID-19. And Nigerians, cried out. I'm going to elongate this for, a little bit. So do bear with me. Nigerians were like, why would you move headquarters of aviation to Abuja, knowing fully well that Lagos is, the major hub. Lagos is where we have more flights. Yesterday, I counted. If there's an app that you can download and check the radar flights that fly into.
No, Lagos is the hub.
Lagos has about 103 flights.
International
from
local?
Lagos. Everything.
Okay.
From Lagos. For Thursday, yesterday, in Abuja had about maybe 80, thereabout. But the bottom line is Lagos is where, the headquarters had been. They have offices in Lagos. Now, when they were asked to move to Abuja, which they did because they were compelled to, there were no offices. They were basically, sharing offices. or just report, make sure the minister sees your face, and then you go back home, go back to your hotel. Monies were spent to do that. Now, some people are saying, this is where I'm coming to now. I have to elongate this for us to understand better, for our listeners to also understand better. Now, some are saying this is a tribal thing, that the Northerners wanted the headquarters of aviation or FAN to be within their domain, and now that a Northerner is in office, he wants to move it back to Lagos. Now, looking at this in line with the One Nigeria ideology, how do you react to this?
Moses, Awolowo told you as far back as 1964 that Nigeria is a geographical expression. Until tomorrow, the word of that sage, nobody has disputed it. There are people who don't even believe in your Nigeria. Their brothers in the neighboring country, they prefer them to you. They have said it openly. They have said it here. They prefer their brothers in neighboring country or their cousins or their relations than Nigeria. So when people begin to talk one Nigeria, what is one Nigeria? Mention any of them that believe in one Nigeria. There is nothing like that. It's a geographical expression. That is why we are suffering what we are suffering. One Nigeria that somebody will tell you that everybody in Africa should come in here. That whatever have started. And you can see it playing out. What is causing this insecurity today? Is it not religious and ethnic affiliations? Sentiment.
So do you now agree with what Moses just said?
Yes, now is the trap.
There is an ethnic undertone.
Of course. That means...
No, it's not Moses saying
that,
it now.
What Moses said. What people...
That means if another person comes tomorrow, this is going back to Abuja.
So if Wike becomes president tomorrow, he will move to Rivers
No, he may not do that. Because there is no infrastructure yet. The only difference is that Abuja and Lagos was the former federal capital. Abuja is now the present federal capital. So the thing is now teaching between Lagos and Abuja.
Well, how does this speak to how does this speak to the relevance we place on Constitution? Because the Constitution, the act of Parliament that established institutions has the addresses of where they should be.
Of course, most of these things should be at the federal capital.
No, but when FAN was established, the address there was Lagos. So why then was it moved to Abuja?
Because it's economic hub.
Exactly.
Remember that even MPA, it was Obasanjo that said it should move from Abuja to Lagos. That where is the seaport in Abuja? Remember?
But does that not make sense anyway?
It makes sense, but to some people will not have it. Precious.
Because what's the sense actually headquartering NPA in Abuja? Where is the port?
Exactly. When you hold on, one man said something the other day that they regret voting Muslim ticket for Tinubu. That he had neglected them since he entered into office. The following day, his second in command now came to Tinubu, and there was a feeling of camaraderie, and then everything was settled. The man did not tell us how they were neglected. He did it. He just said it. So when you want to get something from government, you play the ethnic or religious card, and government will listen to you. That is the meaning.
Is this a reality?
I just gave you an example now. Why did the man say that they regret voting Muslim? So that means
he said that because of the insecurity that's happening and hunger and poverty. That was right.
He said they have been neglected. They have been relegated to the background. That was his word. That means I have an issue. Why you voted this is because you wanted to get something. It's not about Nigeria. It's about you.
Okay. So, but let's look at the relocation of the CBN. There are key structures of the CBN that the government has said that should be moved. And one of the reasons why they stated that these key departments be moved is because most of the banks, the financial institutions that these departments deal with are headquartered in Lagos. I mean, almost all the banks in Nigeria have their headquarters in Lagos. So do you also think that that is in any way ethnic motivated or religion,
administratively,
tribal motivated?
Administratively, there are some institutions that should remain in Lagos for ease of administration. There are institutions that should remain in Lagos.
So you support that of the central bank?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So those departments that deal with the economy and all, because this is the hub of the economy now in the whole of West Africa. So shuttling from Lagos to Abuja every day, do you know how much it costs? And these officers, they'll be staying in a hotel. Maybe somebody have looked at the wage bill and say, this expenses is too much.
Exactly what Fan mentioned, because they actually did respond to the outcry, and they did mention that most of the staff, that there are in the headquarters in Abuja had to come to frequent Lagos and they had to pay them money. The normal money that you get to pay to people who travel and all that. So it's costing the country more. So it's going to be easier if they are moved back.
So if that is the decision they are taking, I have no problem with that. Okay. It's just that the sentiment that is being attached to it now.
But if you think that it is correct and it is done in good faith, why do you not think that there is sentiment attached to it?
Because some people believe that everything should be in their domain. That's the problem.
So sentiment now from where? The Northern Elders?
Of course, who else? Who else? Some people, they cannot stay out of government for one day. It's like the world is coming to an end.
Yeah, but if you also look at what they said, especially their complaint during the movement of the CBN, they said it's widening the, the economical gap between the South and the North. If you look at when it comes to financial transactions, we even have said it several times that the North are the least banked.
Please.
They are the least banked. That's why they always have cash movement, and that's why they were most affected by the cash crunch, more than most people in the South. So don't you think their complaint is in line?
Precious.
Sir?
Who is that bank who want to go and open shop in an insecure environment? If they start complaining that they are the...
But these foreigners move high cash because they are the agricultural hub and they make a lot of money.
Hold on. If you ask me, there are some banks that Northerners have opened. If you check the owners and the ownership, they are Northern owned.
Islamic banks.
So what stops them from opening branches all over the North? They can't operate there because of insecurity. So what are you talking about? Banks will always go where their customers' money are secured. Even the Niger Delta you mentioned, why the oil company don't want to? Was it not when the Niger Delta boy were saying no, we no go agree? Is that not what happened? So before you begin to complain and apportion blame, check the underlying issues involved. No bank would want to go and open shop in an insecure environment. It's not possible. They look at all this survey before they say, okay, let us go this place. If the North are now the hub of agriculture, what are they doing about it? If they want to attract institutions, nobody stops them. Now you and I know. After all, their brothers have been in government. Okay. Nobody stops them.
Let's look at the potential drawbacks of the relocation and the implication on both the employees of this fund and Nigeria as a whole.
What is the implication? The only thing that, if you ask me, the only thing that is very important there is the security of the human person. Because air mishap does not ring bell. It does not ring bell. I don't want a situation whereby some staff will be going to Abuja for one meeting or the other, or for one office work or the other, and then something happen, and we lose personnel. So if you ask me, if you look at it from that angle, anybody can say, okay, for all this reason, let us keep some of these key departments here. After all, the world is now a global village. With technology, you can work 24 hours even in your bedroom, and you still produce results. It's not the technology of today does not. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't. So all this hula baloo over the location of this thing is unnecessary.
All right, so
if it will save us money, fine, no problem.
So that means, Barrister Linton, just a clear one, that means you support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's move in, relocating these departments of CBN and of course the fan headquarters.
Of course, there's no problem with
that. So there's something you support now from President. I agree. Thank you. So Moses, you're about to say something.
Oh well, I was, in line with this. I mean, we are seeing where decisions made by the previous administration is being overturned, do you foresee a possibility of a probe against the previous administration in the aviation sector? That's talking about the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Isirika. Do you foresee a probe?
It's already ongoing.
Is it?
There is a report before Tinubu now. Festus Keyamo said it. They have probed the place, and some people have been asked. Some have, there's a probe. The aviation ministry has been probed. It's the implementation of the outcome of the probe that we are waiting for. That's what we are waiting for.
But Barrister Darlington, remember that some directors from the FAN, from the agencies in aviation, had written to Festus Keyamo, the minister, the honorable minister, making some huge allegations. And some of those allegations against some of the directors, and some of those allegations are in line with corruption, siphoning of funds, and also northernizing the agency. So do you think that is in line with these allegations of northernizing the agency that this movement of FAN,
it could be. You see, when you are taking a decision, there is the immediate and the remote causes for doing that. If you ask me, Tinubu is trying to cut costs, and what they put forward was that it is costing them a huge weight bill in moving this stuff from Lagos to Abuja every time. That is understandable. That is where I support it. Every other underlying this thing is for administrative purpose. It is not left for them to check and then address those things. But as for probe, they have probed the aviation ministry, and I believe that with people from the south now heading the place and all that, all those things will be corrected.
So are we looking forward to seeing any of those directors? Do you think there is a possibility of arrest and questioning of any of the former directors, including the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika?
Why not? Why not? It is when he did not do it that we will not ask him, Mr. Man, what is going on? I thought you said you are fighting corruption. So the report is already on the table. Festus Keyamo said it. So let us see what he will do with it. If they are going to be sacred cow, then it is that time that some of us will now ask Tinubu, is that how you are fighting corruption? We'll ask him.
All right then. If talking about a probe now, we know that the failed Nigeria Air is one thing that comes to mind, where we saw a rented aircraft, brought into the country just at the verge of the expiration of the previous administration. But up until now, questions on the minds of Nigerians have not been answered. Why do you think there is that delay? You think they're still combing for facts? No. Or is this being swept under the carpet as well?
They are no more looking for facts. I told you one thing here. Look, Moses, when you are in government, there are certain things. There are certain things that are not obvious to the public that you see. I told you something about Tinubu and his presidency. He didn't just enter there. A deal was struck. So he cannot deliberately and, irrationally take some decisions or actions. He cannot. There are people he will not touch, no matter what they have done, because there are powers behind those people. You and I know that.
But that would be an accusation.
No, it is not. Precious, please. When something is obvious, don't call it whatever. There are people that cannot be touched. Okay, look at it this way. When Tinubu came into office, he said he met an empty treasury. What's his name? He's NASA, Rubadu. He said we met an empty treasury. But please, have anybody told you who emptied the treasury? Was it not a human being? Then when Femi Adesina was launching his paper, there was praise for those people who handed over to Tinubu. They were praising themselves. You now ask yourself, was it spirit that emptied the treasury? Is it not somebody? You can't mention his name. He is second to the unknown. That's what I'm telling you. Don't deceive yourself.
But people, he indirectly told the president that he cannot travel again to Niger Republic.
He said what? I mean, what does that? He doesn't add anything now. It's because of this. They can't even welcome him there. They can't welcome him in Nigeria now because the military boys, they are not smiling. They even told us that they prepared themselves for probe. Oh yeah, let Tinubu probe them now. Buhari said that they prepared themselves for probe. Let him probe them now. You were here when Buhari admitted that he was one that authorized Emefiele to do all he did. You were here, you played it in our show now. But have anybody mentioned Buhari in all these things? The answer is no. So what else are you asking me?
But if they can get to Buhari's nephew, they can get to him.
No.
It's step by step.
No. Buhari's nephew cannot be Buhari. Well, he cannot be.
So are you saying that this administration may not want to fight?
Under the principle of vicarious liability, you don't even need to go for the messenger. Go for the sender of the messenger.
Okay, so
that is how you get to the root of the matter.
Are you saying that this administration may not fight corruption with sincerity and purpose?
He may not even fight any corruption. All this probe is to divert our attention because the economy is down. What Tinubu is facing now is the economic problem. So he wants to divert you and I attention with all this probe.
And do you think that that's the reason why we're having a surge in insecurity?
Of course. I have told you that this has become a weapon of bargain.
When you say the probes that the president has been applauded for now, because I mean he's been seen as being transparent, probing even the ministers that are working with him, you don't see that as something in the right direction?
No. It's still diversionary, my dear.
So that can be laudable?
It is diversionary because the economy is down. Tinubu,
okay,
he wants us to.
So you're saying that he's doing it to calm down the mind of people?
Now,
what will this
that's what they want to project to. It has happened before.
What will this administration do for you to believe that it's working?
What they will
Your
do.
personal view now, yes.
Good. One, I have said it here. Hashtag Tinubu probe those who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria.
You don't think
we cannot go anywhere? We can't move in that direction. We cannot go anywhere with this insecurity. It can never happen. Okay. No, it's like somebody gave you a very delicious food to eat. You are eating it on the table, and then somebody is pointing gun at your head behind. Please, can you enjoy that food? No, tell me, can you? That's what is going on.
Don't you think there is a step in that direction?
There is no step, nothing. There is no step. If not, the beginning is those people sponsoring this thing because they are the one giving it life. This terrorists, somebody bought the gun. Somebody is sustaining them. Probe them. The people that are even supporting them, probe them. In fact, arrest all of them.
Okay, so that's one move that the administration will make.
Yes.
Have faith in.
Yes. Okay. Buhari ran away for whatever reason. He avoided it. I don't know why. This is something that you have been given. And you cannot tell me that all this money that are moving right, left, and center, the government cannot trace it.
All right, then.
There are some accounts that banks are aware of, but they don't want to say what is going on in that account.
Now, let's come back to the topic this morning. The movement of fan headquarters from Abuja back to Lagos, where it was initially. Let's have your concluding thoughts on it, and then we'll go into other parts of the show.
Please, if that movement from Abuja to Lagos about fan headquarters, if it is for the economic good of Nigeria, I support it.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? But if it's for any selfish reason, which you and I do not know, because government, they won't tell us what we are, but we let us discuss what we know. What we know now is that the government said that it will save them some money by relocating those ministers back to Lagos. And since Lagos is the hub of all this aviation business, no problem. That is what we believe now. Okay. And that's what we are talking about. So if there's any other thing, any other undertone, when it surfaces, we'll talk about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Darlington Agumo, public affairs commentator. Well, let's get into another.
All right, up next on VOP this morning, Sanusi, Okonjo-Iweala, and Aruma Otti. Others make Governor Otti's economic team in Abuja. Let's discuss
this.
this.
That's Abia State, in
Yes.
Abia.
Okay. Like Abuja a lot.
We'll talk about this when we come
Even Abia State is your state. It's okay.
Let's discuss this when we return.
Well, Governor Alex Otti of Abia State has constituted the Abia Global Economic Advisory Council, AGEAC, saying the decision was part of his administration's strategic plan to ensure the overall economic development of the state. Now, Otti, in the press release signed by his chief press secretary, Kazie Uko, announced the appointment of 19 Nigerians to serve on the Abia Global Economic Advisory Council. Now, he explained that the constitution of the Economic Advisory Council was aimed at building Abia into a self-sustaining economic hub. Now, those appointed are Aruma Otte, co-chairman, former Emir of Kano State, Mohammed Sanusi II, co-chairman as well, and Bolaji Balogun, who would also serve as a co-chairman. So we have 3 co-chairmen there. And then the members of the council, according to the state government, are Victor Onyempa, if we're called Omoigwe Okairu, Mr. Chidi Ajebu, Mr. Uche Oji Ndidi Wonule, Mr. Chika Nwobi, and Ulubenga Adesida. Other members are Professor Ndubisi Ekekwe, Mazi Clement Ona, Dr. Uzodinma Iweala, Ezinwa Okorafo, Mr. George Agu, Mazi Uko Wankwo, and Mr. Chinedu Azodo. There are 19 of them. The rest are former Nigerian Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and Benedict Orama, who would serve as honorary advisors to the Economic Council. Now, the release added that newly appointed members bring a wealth of experience and expertise in various sectors to enhance the diversity and dynamism of the AGEAC, that's AGEAC. All right. Now, we have joining us virtually. We have a political affairs commentator, Dina Williams. Welcome to VOP this morning. Good morning to you. Now, let me come to you quickly. I do believe that you can hear me. Now, this is a move that has been lauded by a lot of Nigerians, seeing that the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, has brought Nigerians from different parts of Nigeria. What some have called, a pan-Nigerian move. What do you think motivated this pan-Nigerian move?
Okay, good morning. My name is Dina Williams. Actually, the governor of Abia State, Governor Alex Otti, looking at his profile long before now, has been in the financial.
Now, before
sector.
you proceed, I would like for you to put on your camera because we cannot see you. I would like to see you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me
Please take a second to do that, and then we can, get your visuals. We'd like to see your, good-looking face and have your face on our platform.
I like how you're certain that the face is good looking.
Oh yes, it is. It is. I can tell from the name. I can tell.
Yes.
Can you see me now?
I believe we can.
Okay.
Well, I have to
Good
wait
morning.
for clarification. Good morning once again. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning once again. Okay, well, Governor Alex Otti, having been in the financial sector all along, all this while before he became the governor, has this caliber of Nigerians he actually worked with, at the time. And I can tell you, at least I've been following events in other states, I can tell you that the Abia State governor, by its footprint right now, has set Abia on the path of sustainable development. Yesterday, appointing this caliber of people to work with him, to drive the economic sector of Abia State is a welcome development, which is enjoying, the support of all Abians. Long before now, Abia was really yearning for a good leadership. I'm sure you are aware of that. Abia was yearning for a good leadership, which we never had. But at this time, immediately the governor came on board, started with a lot of projects, and today he has brought men of timber and caliber to support the state's vision in positioning Abia as a leading global investment destination, which will boost our advantage both local and international at the present. And I believe one of the reasons he assembled these men and women of substance together to drive the economic sector of our state is to provide insights and recommendations on fostering innovation, attracting investments, forging robust partnerships, and enhancing the state's global economic resilience. For me, that is a way forward. This is something we have all yearned for. This is something we agitate. Because if you follow me on Facebook, like for some of some people who follow me on Facebook and all that, I am a very strong critic of previous governments.
All right.
So for me, it's a welcome development. I can tell you that.
All right. Barrister Dine, just before, as a director, Barrister Dine, Mr. Dine, Mr. Williams, before I get to our in-house guests, I'd like to know what the focus would be for Abia State, especially because the area market in Abia State is like one of the biggest markets we have in Africa. And we've had that market almost dilapidated with infrastructure, poor road network, poor facilities, and of course, we know what the drainage system there is and how flooding disrupts the market during rainy season. I want to know, what would the focus of this economic team be in terms of enhancing the marketability of produce from parts of Abia State generally?
Mother, right? Okay. If you understand the core reason for why the state government has decided to bring these men together, it is to be able to provide. I believe he brought them together so that they can be able to provide solutions to the economic issues of the state.
All right.
Like for instance, in our area. Yes. Before now, no one goes there to buy, to patronize the market, during the rainy seasons. If you're there in the market like that, I was there sometime and I witnessed it. You discovered that, the entire market will be flooded, at the end of the day. That once it rains, you can't leave the market. You have to be there till the flooding goes down. And our area is a major revenue drive, that revenue hub of the state. Area is a market that provides so much to the state's economy. You will agree with me. So I believe this thing was actually put together, for them to come up with a solution that provide insights on how some of these things can be put together and for the interest of the state. We have a situation where Anapa, which we all knew was a business hub, where people come from far and wide, to come and patronize, and we had a lot of industries. But as of today, you can hardly count the industries in Abia State, in Abia especially. So this is actually not good for the state. And these are part of the reasons that motivated, the move by the government to bring in this, to assemble this caliber of people together, for them to be able to provide solutions. And I believe they are not only going to provide solutions on the to drive just the economy. I'm sure they are all equally going to, give a bit of, on the infrastructure of the state. Because if the infrastructure, is wrong, I can tell you, people can hardly come in. Like for instance, when Port Harcourt Road, the major Port Harcourt Road, we all know was very bad. People hardly come from Port Harcourt to come and patronize the market. I think they go elsewhere because then you can actually access Anambra State, that's Onitsha, rather than coming to Abia because of the the state of the road.
Yeah.
All right.
So these are part of the things. These are part of the things I believe the team is going to look into.
All right then. Thank you very much.
Now, Barrister Darlington, let me come to you. Back in the days, people come from outside of Nigeria to buy from Ariaria market, and that stopped because of the bad government. Do you see the economy team revelating that?
More like revitalizing that.
Yes.
That's part. Because, but listen, what you just said, I do remember that there is basically nothing you cannot buy from Ariaria. From your jeans to your electronics to they will make designers. I wanted to mention names, but let me hold myself. They will make any designer you want for you, and they make them real good. But it looks like it watered down because of access to that area. So do you see that being revitalized and coming back with the activities of the economic team?
Yeah, in fact, first I had to congratulate Governor Otti. He is the leader. He is cut out for the job. When you see a man who wants to do a job, you don't need anybody to tell you. His actions and his speeches will tell you where he's going. Having said that, the acronym ABAMED, it died many years ago. It was no longer because at a point these people started producing quality products.
Absolutely.
They take it to Dubai. Precious, I bought a suit in Dubai made from Abia.
Way.
How did you know it was?
Yeah, the man who told me, you're a Nigerian. I said, yeah, your brother sold this suit for me. Your brother, we buy from him.
And Moses, is not even a joke. There is no
Your
designer
brother, he said
that you
my
cannot
brother.
get there.
I said that from his shop. I have even his card. He gave me his complimentary card, the man from Dubai. I'm not joking.
And even shoes too.
Exactly.
Everything.
So how does that? What does that
Because
say?
when they do it here, because it's Abba, they will say ABAMED.
Okay, but
these
the
are
one you
quality
bought,
products.
The one you bought, did they have the designer's tag?
No, they put it.
had the
No,
tag
they
of
don't
the
put.
foreigner?
No, they don't. They don't. They put in their own label so
Yes.
that you think it's made in Italy
Yes,
or whatever.
exactly. So they put
But the
foreign
man
labels.
told me. The man told me with his own mouth. When he said, "Are you a Nigerian?" I said, "Yeah, your brother. We buy suit from him. We buy the supply us. You know they don't speak too much grammar.
And in your mind, you want to go and buy foreign suit.
Yes, now
Something you can get in Sokoto. You got it in Sokoto.
Did I not buy it from Dubai? Did I not buy it from Dubai? I bought it from Dubai.
But so this tells how hardworking these people can be.
Exactly.
And how, if refined and properly handled, how big they can get.
That is what Okonjo-Iweala is bringing to the table. Being the DG of WTO, she will bring a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom into what they are doing because she sees it all.
Because if we're talking about China, the reason why this is interesting, if we're talking about China or looking at China, these are the things that makes China what it is.
Of course.
So why can we not enhance our own manpower?
Of course. Right. The first thing they have done, which is very, very glad to my heart, insecurity. If you check, Abia is not what Imo State has been. Abia, even though Nnamdi Kanu comes from there, you hardly hear what was going on in Imo, in Abia State. You hardly. Because Abia people, they have, to an extent, they have taken care of that area.
Okay.
They have taken, so that will make visitors and investors to come in. That is one thing they have done, and that is why these people have even accepted. Because it is very painful when you put on your own expertise into a thing and you don't see results.
All right then.
It will be very painful.
Of course it is.
So what I will advise Otti, let him liaise with the federal government on what he's doing, because they can.
Okay, the advice can come during the concluding thoughts. Can we just hold on that? Okay. Let me come back to Dine now. The barrister in the studio just made a point, and this is something that has affected businesses in Nigeria, especially Nigerian producers, those that strive to produce things in Nigeria. I mean, if you go to a store to buy something like a tin of milk, you have, the Nigerian made and the foreign made. And we know that Nigerians would want to pick the foreign made, whether or not the quality is lesser than the one made in Nigeria. So that's a mindset. Do you think there will be a mindset shift as Abia State strives to become, a business hub, an economic hub? Do you think the mindset of Nigerians will not affect it?
For me, the mindset is not going to affect it. The mindset is not going to affect it if we can be able to sustain, the superior products, making. For me, you find out that why people actually patronize foreign products is because they believe it is more superior. They are more superior than the ones we make locally. And they also believe that a Nigerian will never make out anything. It's a bad mindset, honestly speaking. It is something we have to really work on. But as at present, like for instance, when it has to do with looking at the area of clothing, you find out that the Abba made clothing right now are actually taking over the market, because we are seeing very quality products from that, from Abba. Like for instance, you find out that the politicians presently patronize more Abba made products. That's
Okay, now,
the senators. You see
are
all kinds of
are they
So for me,
patronize? Sorry to interrupt you now. Are they patronizing it with the tag Abba made, or with the tag of the different producers in Abba, or does it have a tag that shows that it was imported into the country by somebody else, like the instance just cited by the barrister in the studio? That's the mindset I'm talking about. And is that something that this economic team or the government is doing to make Nigerians know that, look, products coming from Abba or products coming from this part of the country is quality? Do you think government will start patronizing them as a way of encouraging the populace to also do same?
For me, actually, tagging clothes has little or nothing to do with the patronage.
Oh, really?
I can tell you that for real. Yeah, it doesn't. The most important thing is, because I remember. Let me start an instance. The former governor of Abia State, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, all his clothes. I know a particular fashion designer that makes all his clothes.
Yeah.
In as much as he has his signature on each of those clothes. I see them. I know the guy. I know his office, and I know a lot of other designers that make for local government chairmen, and and like there is another fashion. There's another fabrics. That's equally sweeping the market right now. The Akwete cloth. That's the one you see the governor of Anambra State, wear.
Yes.
Charles Soludo. Yes. So he's actually, if you check his clothes, it does not have a tag. But I can tell you that today Akwete cloth is selling massively in Anambra State. And at some point, Okezie, the former governor of Abia State, Okezie Bazo, equally patronized Akwete cloth. Even Governor Otti, they have them. So these clothes, does not actually come with tags. So for me, what people want to see is that fashion. What people want to see is that excellence in fashion designing, and excellence in the products from Abba business hub. So if we can be able to have more of locally made clothes that are of quality, great quality, I don't think anybody will look at that, especially Nigerians,
Now,
because you have that. You can find out that.
Yes, let's
Hello?
let's look at the electricity. Do you see Governor Otti actually working on ensuring stable electricity supply? You know, which is key to the sustainability of the small businesses and medium businesses in Abia State.
Especially now that the governors can actually do that by themselves.
Yeah,
So do you see that happening, Mr. Williams?
Yes.
So that is to say, is that to say that Governor Otti is working towards ensuring, doing something about electricity supply in Abia State? Because I do know for sure that Abia State is one of the states that suffers poor electricity supply.
Yes, exactly.
And no business can be, can sustain effectively or function effectively without proper electricity supply. That's what she's trying to say.
That part of the things have been.
I think we're losing your voice there. So, Bryson, I don't know. We're losing you. We can't hear you very well, Mr. Williams. But if you can hear us, check if you can work on your audio so we can hear you very well. But, Mr. Darlington, now that is off exclusive list, so do you see, I mean, not just Governor Otti, other governors, but using Governor Otti now because of the laudable development in what he's doing with the economic team, do you see him ensuring that there's stable electricity supply?
Yeah, that's the first thing. Anybody who wants to set up any business, the first thing you think of is power, the supply of electricity to that business.
Okay.
If you have secured that, then you are good to go. And I don't think these powerful technocrats will give him any advice that will be outside the electricity supply to the place, because that is the only thing that will make a success of their input.
Without that, they may not make so much success.
Not at all. That's why I was saying that even though the federal government, they still have a hand in the power sector. If you liaise with them, and then they give you all the necessary support, you can create a Dubai in Abia, Aba. That is the truth.
And that is doable.
More than doable, because the talent is there. Because that was first thing you would think, this place I'm going into, do I have the manpower? There is no manpower you will seek for in area or Abia that you cannot find.
We even started out fake drinks too.
I'm telling you, yes, they are capable of everything. So all you need, harness the good part of them. Then, look, after the Second World War, the Western world were down. In fact, nobody buys Chinese and Japanese product. They were so inferior. Nobody touches them. Until one man created the Marshall Plan. That was a U.S. president. It was that plan that saved the rest of Europe and America.
All right.
And they came back.
So, Mr. Williams, let me come back to you now. I want to know, what is the feel in Abia State with the makeup of this economic team? You see Nigerians from all across different religions and different tribes in Nigeria, by the way. You have people from the north, south, and southeast make up this team, including that of southwest. What is the feel? What was the reaction of Abians, or Ndiabia, as you called yourselves, when this list was released?
Oh yes. Abians, I can tell you, Abians are very happy because since morning I've actually been looking at looking into the social media, and I've been seeing the reactions of Abians. I think they are Abians are very, very happy with this singular move, because it's a move that is set to improve the economic situation of Abia State,
and it looks like it's void of ethnicity of any sort, because
no, that is it. Yeah, that's it.
Governor Otti, if you look at his footprints, right from when he assumed office, has not really displayed that, ethnic sentiments, both in his appointments and all that, although we have, pockets of those accusations which are not true. Normally people will react, and because I've been able to, I've been following his appointments and all that. So Governor Otti is more a detribalized leader, to me, by my own personal assessment. So this is actually what has equally played out, in this assemblage of economic team. You can find out that it comes from almost all the regions in Nigeria, and that's
so it's more of capacity for him than
they are bringing their wealth of experience from the different regions of Nigeria, to be able to the economy of Abia, and that is a welcome development. I can tell you that.
All right then. Now there's another question. I want to throw at you now. We have 19 people there. 19. That's a whole lot. And they are all experts in their field. Well, some Nigerians in social media are also saying too much. What's that word again? Too much cook spoil the broth.
Broth, yeah.
Yeah.
But
With 19 of them, do you think? Don't you think they will have conflicts of arriving at a decision at times?
No. For me, there's no, because I don't see any.
You don't have a problem with the number.
Yeah, no. The number for me, it's very okay. You can even have more for me.
He's saying they should add more.
Why do you think they should have more? To bring in all their ideas?
Robust deliberations all the time for them to be able to achieve. Because it's not something, at this time, you'll agree with me that a platform has been created where everybody is going to bring in, their opinions and suggestions. You understand? So it is not going to, it is not like a one-man show. It will never be. Having this, large number, you bring them together, and every now and then they are going to be deliberating on some of these issues and arriving at this, decisions. So for me, it's a weapon development that if he has to even increase the list, I'll be very happy, because Abia needs attention. Honestly, Abia needs attention. Abia is the only state in the whole of South East that has not actually enjoyed good leadership in the past 24 years. And that's very worrisome. So whatever that can be done for Abia to be salvaged economically, for me, I support it 100%.
Of course. Barrister, do you share the same view that the number is okay?
yeah, the number is more than okay, because you are looking at the number, but you are not looking at the problem they are coming to solve. It is enormous. As a matter of fact, there is no one time all of them will come and sit in one room and be talking. No. The duties or the responsibilities are segmented. That is how it is structured. There are people who will take care of certain areas of the economy, certain areas of the social problem in Abia. So this is how it was segmented, and they are all experts in their own field. So they will assemble themselves, deal with it, then submit their report to the governor for implementation. So they don't have to come together and sit in one room or every day. No. Like I told you, the world has gone technological. You can, the Zoom meeting is there, virtual meeting is there. So you don't need to travel all the way to come to Abia. But the result of their decisions is the implementation. That is where you will now know that something is being done. Just like I have equally told, I told Otti, one of the things you will do when you enter government, when you become the governor of Abia State, don't enter that government house in Umuahia.
Well, he's been working from his hometown.
I told him.
Why so, though?
I told him, I shouted it on this platform. I said, Otti, don't enter that place is a haunted house.
Hey, wait, why?
All the governors that have gone through that house, none of them performed. And to make matters worse, it is a rented house.
A rented government house?
It is a rented apartment up to today. That place.
So Abia State does not have.
But
the governor just built a befitting government house. The past governor, before he left.
Hold on.
Which he inaugurated before he left.
Was he staying in that place?
He just finished it.
That's why I told Otti, don't enter there, and you can see the result. Anybody that goes to that house, because the owner of that house, he knows that when things are looking up, they will leave his house. They will stop paying rent to him.
So you think there's juju in the house?
It is there.
Juju is there?
If it is there, if not, why can't you ask yourself? Oji Kalu, nothing. T.A. Oji, nothing. Ibazu,
and it's
nothing.
The house.
It is a rented apartment.
Okay.
They are paying rent in that place.
So you're blaming the ineptitude of the governor.
So if they have built a government house,
to spiritualism.
You just told me that Otti has been operating from that place. Apparently, he had me or somebody related what I said to him.
Of course.
So can't you see the result?
So you think that the reason why Otti is doing well,
my dear, even when God wanted Abraham to discover his destiny, he said, "Leave your father's house," because you know the father is talented. Yes, now he told him to leave his father's house.
We are pressed for time.
I don't know, Chisholm. I don't know if she has some reactions on YouTube.
Yes, let's get some reactions.
Dine Williams, please stay with us. Let's just take some reactions and then we'll be back to you.
All right. Kenneth says Abia IPP is the first independent and integrated power utility in Nigeria. Governor will work with them.
But in Nigeria, I remember.
Yeah. And Think Smart says, well done, guys. I always enjoy your program with greetings and all that.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Smart.
All right. Let me come to you now, Dine Williams. Let's get your concluding first. As you respond, do you agree with the barrister that there is voodoo? There is juju in the
juju. Which kind of juju? Juju in the Nigerian way.
Honestly, you can't blame barrister, for saying that, because it appears so. It appears so because we keep wondering why no governor who actually operated from that house performed. Before now, it's been an issue, honestly. And Dr. Otti, the Dr. Otti I know is a man that is very committed to what he believes is a way forward for Abia State, and I'm sure he cannot live with staying or operating from a rented apartment. You understand? That is the person of governor. Just from what I see around him.
So Dine, just before you go, I want to quickly add up. I hope the governor is doing something about the road network, because accessibility is key to driving an economy too. So I hope he's doing something about the roads, not like the predecessors who would say because it's a federal road, I am not touching it, I don't have money for it. I hope he's doing something to ensure better accessibility, and connectivity with Abia State.
Yeah. If you have been following, he was at Port Harcourt Road. That's the major, express road.
That almost cut out Port Harcourt. Is it the road that almost cut out Port Harcourt, River State from Abia State?
Exactly.
He was there with, the Minister for Works.
Yes.
That was a few weeks back. And as I speak to you right now, if you have applied that route recently, you will find out that one lane from Port Harcourt to Abia is okay. It's been fixed.
That's interesting.
Yes. Because why he's actually doing that, he had to partner with the federal government. For me, that's what, any progressive governor, should do. I mentioned it in River State. He had to fix, the federal road that connects River State to Imo State. And, it became a major route for, anybody flying down.
Abia did it in Akwa Ibom State during his time too. I mean, that's a common thing to do.
It's a common thing to do for me, So Governor Otti, immediately he assumed office. One of the first things he did in office was to be able to, reconnect Abia to Port Harcourt, because much patronage is coming. Much patronage, is coming from Port Harcourt. And the road has been an issue. I can tell you, most people will tell you, going to Abia before now, you prefer to use a motorcycle. Instead of using a bus, because motorcycle is faster and it's you will not experience the kind of difficulty you experience when you use a bus. So you're going to Abia for your businesses.
Okay. So thank you, Dine. So that is to say that trip is back to its usual 45-30 minutes drive from Port Harcourt to Abia now.
Yes, it's more. Yeah, it's more like that. But let us see, when the rain starts coming, because as I speak now, it's far better than it used to be.
Honestly, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Then
you're welcome.
Yeah,
you want to have a quick time?
Exactly. There one major thing they should do. That was why I said that I wanted to advise the governor. He has done that of the road by liaising with the federal government. There is one important thing he should do, and that is the seaport at Port Harcourt. he should.
But he's from Abia State now. He's Abia State governor. Why would he have a hand in the seaport in Port Harcourt?
Why not? Because it is
or he should liaise with his Abia Port Harcourt River State.
No. It is a federal issue.
Okay.
It is a federal issue. He should talk to the minister who is in charge, so that they can create a seaport in One.
Okay.
Because because without that seaport, whatever business you are talking of in area may not thrive.
All right then.
So to make close access.
Exactly, because you cannot import something from Lagos and then take it to Abia.
Right.
Look at the distance and the cost.
All right then. Thank you very much, Barrister
Agomor. We appreciate you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
All right, so we do appreciate our guests. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we get into business and other parts of the show as well. All right, now let's get into the world of business. MTN and Globalcom have reached an agreement to resolve the interconnect debt issue, averting the earlier scheduled disconnection. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, puts the disconnection on hold for 21 days from January 17, 2024, expecting a complete resolution within this period. Now, this development follows NCC's approval of partial disconnection, emphasizing the importance of resolving the debt issue. Now, that's, yes, well, away from that story now to another business story. This one has to do with the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. Well, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, on Thursday, 18th January 2023, consolidated its lead in the provisions of integrated power solutions with the signing of a tripartite agreement with Daystar Power Solutions Limited, that's Daystar Power, and the Wood Factory Limited, Wood Factory, to pioneer the delivery of its first grid-connected and solar hybrid power solution for commercial and industrial customers in Nigeria. This comes on the heels of the first interconnected mini-grid power solution for communities in Nigeria, launched by AEDC and its strategic partners in Toto, Nasarawa State, which was done in November 2023. Now, this integrated power solution is expected to yield an estimated 44% reduction in energy cost and an impressive 76% annual decrease in carbon emission for Wood Factory. All right, so those are the business stories that we have for you at the moment. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have entertainment served to you. So, hey, stay with us.
Of entertainment, Mabel Makun, the wife of comedian A.Y. Makun, took to social media to state that her life was at stake, thus confusing some fans and worrying others. She stated that she had been receiving death threats on her life and was taking the matter to the police. However, she did not mention any names. Following this revelation, Mabel and her husband, AY, unfollowed each other on Instagram, thereby creating an impression that the cryptic post was centered around her marriage. You know, what do you think about celebrities?
People are saying that it's
marriages?
for Merry Men 3, that they want to promote their new movie. AY perhaps wants to promote his new movie, and that's why he's doing, you know, they want to do a stunt as if they have an issue.
But
and it's
the
not
wife
an
is
issue.
actually a private person for her to indulge in such.
Will you not help your husband's business if that's the case?
Well,
You will do anything for your husband. Well, we can't tell whatever it is anyway. And we do hope them
We
well
hope
and
they
hope
are
that
fine,
they get
actually.
up. People that have been together for about 2 decades. It's not a small fry. So
Yes.
they can't start having problem right now. Let them try and mend it.
They
Super
can,
glue
they
it.
can, but-
Super glue it back.
Well, it just might be, as you have said, to promote his new work. And if that's the case, I think it's a smart move.
Okay,
As long as
do?
names are not mentioned. Oh, yes, it's a smart move. She didn't mention names.
yes, but they unfollowed each other.
Does it matter? Are you serious?
Oh, well.
A bad PR.
Oh, well, let's move to another relationship stuff. Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage and her ex-husband T-Bliss has expressed his concern for her upcoming feature film, Water and Gary. Now, the music executive reposted Savage's announcement post to his Instagram on Thursday, January 18, 2024, reminding her that he and their son, Jamil, are proud of her. Now, the duo got married in 2013 and welcomed their son in 2015. However, their marriage got to the end of the road in 2018.
So this is what relationship, this is what exes should look like. It
Yes.
shouldn't be death sentence.
Yes.
You guys should not be quarreling each other and dragging each other like a person in neighbor generation.
But
didn't drag
they
each
did
other at the
actually.
time.
But they have learned. They are
Yeah.
both old people, like Bayans. They have learned that there is nothing there. I mean,
Yeah.
people should co-parent
So you think
harmoniously
this is-
without
this is-
without
this is-
without
You
issues.
think there's a move to come back?
Come back where?
No, they just might. You never
Well, it's good for them,
know,
but
consent.
but at least they're not showing us that scuffle and all of that. We
Yeah,
don't want all that.
obviously
Let them be
he
adults
still
and
got
parent
his eyes on
their
her.
child together.
Right.
still
He still got an eyes.
Yes.
He
is
or she.
He.
He,
She's-
not
on,
she.
on Tiwa
How
Savage.
did you know?
She's beautiful.
I mean-
well, let's take the other story.
Okay,
Let's take
all
the other
right.
story.
Now,
Okay.
Nigerian musician Paul Okoye, also known as Rude Boy of the P-Square group, has advised the Nigerians to take responsibilities for their, safety. Now, the singer said this due to the worsening insecurity across the country, reacting to the government's inability to protect the lives and properties of citizens. Paul advised Nigerians to take security precautions themselves. Have we gotten to the extent of... Well, we have actually gotten to the extent
I think we've
of
gotten
taking
to
precautions.
that point, and it's unfortunate where Nigerians will have to start securing themselves. It's
The
really
people that were
unfortunate
kidnapped
to
from
even
their estates
imagine.
secured themselves. They were living in gated, fenced estates, and then
Still.
compounds were also fenced. Yet they got kidnapped.
Yeah,
that is
so-
self-security.
Yeah,
And yet
but
they got kidnapped.
But then is government doing what it should do?
It's sad.
It's sad indeed.
honestly
Oh well,
sad.
thank you very much, Chisom Enina.
All right, that's all we have for entertainment. Coming up is sports. Stay tuned.
Audio Jungle.
All right, welcome back. We have sport right now with David. Welcome, David.
Well, good morning, guys.
Truce, Ekon. Truce. Go truce, Ekon. All right. So let's know what's happening in the world of sports.
First off, let's say congratulations, Nigeria. It was indeed an amazing day of football in action where the Super Eagles did the very needful. And I can say here that Nigeria. Nigeria.
What Ghana could not do.
Nigeria.
What Ghana could not do.
You know,
Why are you looking at me like that?
Why are you dragging Ghana into this?
I'm sorry. Sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. You know when dry bones are mentioned, old women begin to shake. It's okay. I'm sorry.
all right, let's get to it almost immediately. In a thrilling second half encounter, Nigeria Super Eagles secured a decisive 1-0 victory over host Cote d'Ivoire at the Stade Alassane Ouattara on Thursday. Now, courtesy of a well-executed William Truce Ekong's penalty, the match unfolded with strategic alterations by coach Jose Pizarro, who introduced Calvin Bassey, Ola Aina, and Samuel Chukwueze into the starting 11. Now, the Super Eagles entered the game with a sense of urgency, and of course, their hearts were in it as well. Following their previous 1-1 draw with Equatorial Guinea on the Ivorian front, I beg your pardon, they commenced with a solid campaign of 2-0 victory against Guinea-Bissau. However, it was Nigeria who emerged victorious, securing their first win of the group stage. Now, with this significant win, the Super Eagles are now standing at 4 points, placing them in second position, just behind Equatorial Guinea, who already have 4 points following their win over Guinea-Bissau. The first game of the night is ended of the day, I beg your pardon. It ended 4-2 in favor of Equatorial Guinea. Now, let's just dive into it without wasting further time, guys. We saw the game. Okay, maybe all of us did not. I know we should.
Why should
You know,
why should we?
so the interesting one is in Cote d'Ivoire. Every single time that these people want to play, like yesterday, there is a public holiday.
Oh,
That's
so all eyes on them.
So it's in fact on Locker Room Sports, there was a video that we aired where fans were trooping into the stadium. You needed to see the numbers. 60,000 plus.
The tension will be
Ivorians.
high.
I mean, that was what the Super Eagles
Had to deal
silence.
with.
The 12th man, they call it in football. And of course, well, because of our time, let's just tell you also that the Ghanaians, who we thought were just going to win yesterday, did not.
Wow.
They did not.
And they drew their first game.
Yeah, they had
And
to
they
do-
came now. They could not even just come on, draw. Said they
The
did.
Ghanaians are not out yet, are they?
Oh no, they're
They're
not.
not out yet. So
Hopefully,
there's a chance they could emerge best
loser.
Do I see some
And
black
so
stars
then-
in your eyes? Do I see some black stars in your eyes?
Anyways, that's about it for us in the world of sports. Well, you definitely want to stay with us for Sports Republic by 11 a.m.
Oh,
and
yes.
we'll definitely
Oh,
give you
yes.
all of that.
All right, thank you very much, David Edwin,
so very much.
for those sports stories. Well, that's where we wrap up the show. We shouldn't throw our neighbors out. Ghanaians are our neighbors.
Whether we are
So-
partly part of our neighbors or not, we should not throw them out. It's okay.
So Nigerians should just go ahead.
At
and
this point,
support
Nigeria
the
jollof
Ghanaian
wins.
side.
Nigeria jollof wins.
You guys just do the most.
Moses cannot handle this. The black sign in his eyes is probably it's dimming. It's turning red.
Oh well, that's the show for today. I'm Moses Humphrey.
I'm Chisom Einaya.
And I am Precious, and thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned with us for more programmings.